Wing it! Wing it!
I heard that you want a RALEY.
And we're gonna help you out with that.
Welcome back to Secrets of the Sand. I'm Windsurf Pro.
And I'm Average Joe.
Today we're gonna look at the RALEY. So what exactly is a RALEY?
Well, RALEY is when you do a giant jump and then, like you're on a motocross bike, put the bike out in front of you, combine that with a scorpion coot crash where your toes touch the back of your forehead, and then you put them in a box, shake them up, and then you got the RALEY.
Boom.
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 Boom. So Alex, how exactly do we do the RALEY?
Well, whenever we're looking at a new move, we always go and start from our starting place, the Duotone Academy app. And if we open up our Duotone Academy app, we're gonna go into the jump section and scroll down to the RALEY. When we click into the RALEY, we see that the first 3 tips that they give us are to carve upwind, extend our legs, and bring our board backwards. With those tips in mind, we're gonna take it to the water and we're gonna shake up that box. While trying those tips out on the water, we found that there were a few extra things that actually took our RALEYs from Supermans to full-on scorpions. So now we're gonna go through and we're gonna show you 3 clips from our sessions of going for the RALEY, one that we consider good, one bad, and one ugly.
We generally break down moves into 3 big parts: takeoff, mid-air, and the landing. A good clip gets all 3 of those. A bad clip will maybe get 1 or 2 of those things, and an ugly clip, well, that's something else.
You'll know what we mean. When it comes to like a really good RALEY, I think it's more than just carving upwind. It's also about having a really hard carve. And that's allowing me to really explode upward. You may notice as I'm taking off that the board is sending up behind me, but that's because of how hard I'm carving.
When we're thinking about the mid-air, the first thing I want to think of is getting that front foot pointing completely up. And then I think this is the crucial element, is bringing the back foot up.
It's like a step.
Yeah.
It's like you go up, your back foot meets it, then you step down.
Right.
As long as we keep sheeted in, we actually have a lot more control over the in-air position. I don't bring my front foot down until I start feeling that I'm at the apex of the jump. Once I'm at the apex of the jump, I start to slowly drop my board and re-lock my hips back into a locked position with my shoulders, almost like resetting to a normal winging position. And I'm bringing my feet down in a stepping motion and trying to basically slice the foil just into the water on the landing. You can see right away on the takeoff, the board does slightly touch, but also the carve wasn't super
Yeah, it wasn't super hard.
You're more jumping, doing a straight jump, and then kicking the board out behind you. And then here also, you see you landed like sideways.
Yeah.
And this landing is from you bringing both feet down
At the same time, right. And then that all stems from the takeoff as well.
Because the board is taking off under you rather than sending up behind you, it's not laying you out as much.
In this clip specifically, what I'm doing is like the bent knees RALEY, where my body isn't actually getting up. It's just my knees. And also, if you look at my hips, they're going forward as if I'm going to continue going forward. But as you can see on this, if I try that, I'm just gonna go.
So before we get into the ugly, we're gonna check out this clip here from Charles. Charles has been winging with us recently over here while we've been down, and he's been sending some RALEYs in front of us, and we wanted to break down his RALEY because it's just a different style.
So he goes for a harder carve than I did in the bad, which I think you'll see leads to a better result.
But he's still doing that step motion, you see?
It's just in a much like lower angle.
Rather than jumping vertically, he's jumping forward.
This one's super clean though. I do really like. I think for some people this might even be a preferred way of doing it.
I think honestly this way is probably more controlled. I personally want to go really high when I do my RALEYs, so that's why I put such an aggressive carve onto it. Here, Charles has a much more controlled carve. It's not as aggressive, but then rather than the board sending it up way behind him, he's bringing it up to the side, but still doing that step motion, which is what's gonna be super important for getting that board up and down in a controlled manner.
Yeah, we're not going for that. The first thing I see is something I'm doing with my hands that I don't want to be doing.
Boom, check, you're pulling on both hands here.
Yeah, I need to straighten my front arm to prevent me from dropping my hand down.
Check, you're fully pulling the whole rig down below you instead of keeping it up and powered up.
Oh no!
Oh no! I think maybe the reason you did pull down is because you were physically trying to pull the board up. And look, here you bring the foil down a lot earlier.
Yeah. So would you go back to the takeoff? If I would have gone for like the Charles method, it would have been a lot better.
One thing that Charles also does is when he is doing jump and then lift on the RALEY, he's not trying to swing the board around behind him.
No, yeah.
He keeps that board out to the side the whole time and then brings it back down under him.
And so I think in this clip, I'm like combining the takeoff of one with the mid-air of the other, and it just isn't working out. So what are our big takeaways from the RALEY?
We have the tips from the Academy of carving up wind, extending the legs, and bringing the board back. But there's a few extra things that we do have to keep in mind to take our RALEYs to the next level. First and foremost is the carve needs to be super hard.
Next, when we're midair, we need to step up our front leg, our back leg, and then our front leg goes down to prepare for the landing.
But it's important that before stepping down, we have to hold this laid out position for as long as we can until we start coming down and we're starting to approach the water. In order to maintain control and hold that layout position, we need to extend the front arm and sheet in with the back arm.
And those have been our big takeaways from learning the RALEY.
We want to see some of yours. So in the description, you will find a link to a Google form where you can drop us some of your RALEYs or some other moves that you're sending. We want to see them and we want to break it down like we did with our buddy Charles here. Drop a comment, let us know what you guys want to see in the next episodes because we want to know what you guys want to see us try.
If you guys are enjoying the content and you feel like you're learning something, drop a like and hit that subscribe button.
Don't forget to hit that notification bell. It'll keep you notified for all the future episodes that we'll be doing, and it'll keep you in the loop. This has been Secrets of the Send. We'll see you guys next week.